Our first group is the Public Facilities Department.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today we begin with the Public Facilities Department, and before we begin that meeting, I would like to call your attention to the meeting minutes from the last meeting of the Public Facilities Commission, which took place on December 13th, 2017. Before you are meeting minutes from the Public Facilities Department and also meeting minutes from the Department of Neighborhood Development. Again, those meeting minutes are for the last meeting, which occurred on December 13th of 2017. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve these minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The meeting minutes for December 13th, 2017, separately for the Public Facilities Department and also separately for the Department of Neighborhood Development, are hereby approved. Beginning this morning with the Public Facilities Department, we have votes that are presented today. With us is the Director of the Public Facilities Department, Patricia Lyons, and also here this morning to represent vote number 1 is James McGaffigan. He's a Project Manager 2 with the Public Facilities Department. Vote number 1 concerns an amendment to the vote of May 19th, 2016 regarding a contract with UTIL Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the Dudley Branch Library renovations project located at 65 Warren Street in Boston. The increase to the contract is $150,000. Again, this is a professional design services contract. Jim, if you would present your vote request, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. On behalf of the Public Facilities Department, I'm requesting the Commission's approval to amend a design and construction administrative services contract with UTIL, Inc. The amendment is for additional monies for increased design services prior to the completed plans and specifications or the bid documents. The funds requested for this vote have been approved by the City's Office of Budget Management. The additional design services are related to the following work. We upgraded the window system. Additional millwork was added. Upgraded flooring systems. There were acoustical upgrades to the community room. Additional renovations on the second floor of the library. Originally it was just a light touch. We improved landscaping. We regraded the site for improved handicapped accessibility. The additional design fee also includes a contingency for testing and recording possible hazardous conditions on the site. Moreover, the design fees are segregated as following. $81,000 is for enhanced design services of the base design contract work, and the $69,000 is for project anticipated site contingency needs. Hence, the requested design fee is $150,000, calculated using the fee structure as advertised in the PFD's request for qualifications. Upon review by PFD, the proposed fee reflects an accurate cost for the work involved. A little bit of history of the project as previously presented to PFC. In 2012-2013, there was a design study, and that led to much of the scope of work in the base services. But it didn't include relocating the front entrance to the building. There was also additional programming requested by the library folks. Additional program included a nutritional lab and a flexible learning lab. These additional items came after the contract was executed with UTIL. Of importance, the design services for the project the design services for the project was funded in 2016 by OBM and based on the study. Most recently, the city learned that the project was granted funding from the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners in the amount of $5.6 million. The contract was amended twice. The first time, the amendment covered the expanded programming that BPL had requested for the nutrition lab and the flexible learning lab. A value judgment was also made at that time on replacing the roof. The second amendment was for additional design services that included signage, furniture, and hazmat testing. And if you Dan, if you could go to slide number 1. Oh, one more. There you go. So this is a view of the building when we were reaching toward the end of the construction documents, and we presented it to the community, and you can see the building's still rather sparse. The canopy over the front entrance on the smaller side. Landscaping, it was very minimal. The community asked that we consider how the plaza space will be used by the patrons. So we went back to the drawing board. We added landscaping on the left side of the building. That's Warren Street. Now the street will be graded so that without having to use ramps, you'll be able to access the building. It'll be handicap accessible on both sides of the building. On the right, you have your ramp, and on the left, it will be graded so that you can come right up onto the reader's porch. If you can show the next slide, please, Dan. Now, the interior space, this is what we had. Although we were meeting the programming needs, it just didn't soften the building. This is a brutalist style structure, kind of a lot like City Hall, just a concrete bunker. And although we met programming needs, the building it didn't have that pop. And if you could go to the next slide. And again, this is a view of the interior space. We tried to break the space up with partitions and still had the hard ceiling, basic curtain wall for windows. And it just had still a cold look about it. And if we can move on to the next. So this is a view with the enhanced landscaping, the new canopy, and like I said, the grading from Warren Street. A little bit nicer. And the next slide. And this shows the acoustical treatment to the ceiling and the additional millwork. Upgraded floor system includes terrazzo tiles. And then the next slide, Dan. And this is, again, this shows the layout with the grade. So I'm thinking that was Warren Street, sorry. So I only gave you 6 slides. I'm very limited on my slides. But I think the building, going back to the drawing board, we're offering the Dudley community a much nicer library with, enhanced design.
Other than I think it's a great project and long overdue for the neighborhood with, again, the bowling building that Public Facilities did a great job on. I got no questions.
No, I think the design improvements are terrific, and I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vote number 1 is approved.
Makes a big difference. Acoustical treatments.
Vote number 2 is being presented by Maureen Anderson. She's a senior project manager with the Public Facilities Department. This vote concerns a conveyance to NSTAR Electric Company of a portion of land and fee located at 338 East Eagle Street and Condor Street in East Boston, and limited property interests, known as easements, that are located at Condor Street in East Boston. The parcel numbers are identified on the agenda. They are 03711-003 and 03711-002. The square footage involved in the matter here concerns 27,389 square feet. The appraised value is $585,455 in total. Maureen, if you would present your vote request to the commission, please.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Good morning, commissioners.
Dan, could you put that site plan on for vote number 2?
Yeah, it was after the vote number 1 slides. The Public Facilities Department is requesting a Public Facilities Commission conveyance vote to NSTAR Electric Company, also known as Eversource Energy, for the disposition of property interests located at 338 East Eagle Street and Condor Streets, East Boston. PFD publicly advertised the disposition of the property interest of 2,889 plus or minus square feet of land and fee, and 2 easements totaling 2,961 plus or minus square feet in November and December 2017. The disposition of the city land and fee and 2 easements were advertised in the Boston Globe and the City Record for 2 consecutive weeks, appearing on November 27th and December 4th, 2017, and in the Central Register 30 days before proposals were due, on December 28th, 2017. PFD received 1 proposal in response to the RFP from NSTAR. NSTAR proposes to develop the property interest for improved electrical services to the residents of East Boston. Additionally, NSTAR proposal included a conveyance of its own fee interest of approximately 16,808 plus or minus square feet of land located on East Eagle Street in East Boston, and an adjacent easement of 13,742 plus or minus square feet located at 338 East Eagle Street in East Boston to the city. NSTAR's proposal met the criteria stated in the publicly advertised RFP. Accordingly, PFD advertised the approved tentative designation of NSTAR for the aforementioned property interest in the city record for 2 consecutive weeks on February 12th and 19th, 2018. PFD's director, Patricia Lyons, notified Salvatore Giuliano, real estate manager of NSTAR, on February 23rd, 2018, via letter of the city's February 2018 advertisements in the city record concerning the disposition of the property interest, and NSTAR named as tentative designee. Further, Director Lyons' letter, NSTAR of PFD's intent to bring forth a vote recommending to the PFC conveyance of the property interest to NSTAR. I look forward to your answering any questions you may have on this conveyance. And the site plan that's shown on the screen is identifying the property interests and easements. The blue property is the property that was identified in the RFP. The green easements are also part of the conveyance, and NSTAR has proposed the upper properties shaded in pink and peach.
I'm sorry, the shaded in pink and peach, are those the ones being transferred to the city?
Yes,
Okay.
they're currently owned by NSTAR, and they're part of their proposal for the RFP land and fee and easements.
So Commissioners, if I may just make a clarification for the record here, what is before you is a portion of land and fee. The square footage is 27,389 plus or minus square feet with a current appraised value of $585,455. In addition, before you is 2 easements, one 2,527 square feet and a second at 385 square feet. In total, those easements are 2,912 square feet with an appraised value of $28,807. These, again, are owned by the City of Boston. They're the city's property interest, publicly advertised for disposition. This conveyance vote follows upon the November 2017 tentative designation by the PFC. The matter before you is a request to convey these property interests to NSTAR after a full public process, full advertising, and legal review by the city.
I have no questions.
Well, thank you for your presentation. No questions. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 2 is approved. Vote number 3 is also being presented by Maureen Anderson. Again, Maureen is a senior project manager with the Public Facilities Department. Vote number 3 concerns a request to accept and expend a grant from the Getty Foundation. This is to prepare a conservation management plan for Boston City Hall. The grant amount being offered to the city by the Getty Foundation is $120,000. Maureen, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Thank you, Angela, and, the following provides an overview of the proposed Boston City Hall Conservation Management Plan, the project, that is partially funded by the Getty Foundation's Keeping It Modern grant of $120,000. The Getty Foundation launched Keeping It Modern in 2014 as a new grant initiative created to address the considerable conservation challenges of 20th century architecture. The project was selected by the Getty Foundation for preserving its architecture. Hence, the vote request is being brought before the Public Facilities Commission to authorize the accept and expenditure of the grant funds. During the Boston City Hall and Plaza study process, it became evident that the landmark building did not have a conservation management plan. The city study team recommended a conservation management plan to identify best practices and standards to maintain the integrity of the original design of Boston City Hall. Additionally, the city study team was encouraged by the members of the Mayor Martin J. Walsh administration, the Boston Landmarks Commission, the Boston Preservation Alliance, and the group known as Documentation and Conservation of Buildings, Sites and Neighborhoods of the Modern Movement, DOCOMOMO, to apply for the Keeping It Modern grant. The International Grant Initiative provides funds for architectural conservation of modern architecture. The aforementioned groups believe that Boston City Hall was a worthy candidate to be selected for the Keeping It Modern grant and for the city to develop a conservation management plan for the preservation of its own Boston City Hall. Boston City Hall is recognized as a masterwork of 1960s modernism and civic design. As a result, it was selected as one of a dozen projects worldwide for the Keeping It Modern grant. With the PFC's approval, the Getty Foundation grant award of $120,000 will be used towards the development of the conservation management plan for City Hall. The grant proposal includes the following team to develop the conservation plan: Michael LeBlanc and Marissa Perrault Util, the master planning design team who will lead the effort; Mark Pasnick, Over Under Inc., who will be the lead historian and author of the report; Lisa Howe from Building Conservation Associates will be the architectural conservation lead and will perform the data collection; Weiss Janie Esther Associates, Inc. is a subconsultant who will provide the materials analysis. The City of Boston Public Facilities Department, Property Management Department, and Boston Landmarks Commission will provide management and coordination. WSP Flack and Kurtz is a subconsultant who will analyze the mechanical and building systems, and David Ferdman of Brun Hoppold, Inc. will provide structural engineering services. The study is scheduled to start in the spring of 2018 and last 9 to 12 months. Furthermore, the study will inform the new Boston City Hall and Plaza renovation project, which is anticipated to begin late summer or early fall 2018. The Getty Foundation did not fully fund the entire grant as requested by the city. Therefore, the city is exploring other funding sources to supplement the project. Should these efforts prove unsuccessful, the city's project team will revisit the proposed conservation management plan scope of work for alternatives to account for the funding shortfall. Options may include developing a phased approach, using other project resources, and/or reducing the scope of work. And I look forward to answering any questions that you may have on this accept and expend vote.
I just have one. What was the difference in terms of what was asked for and what we received?
The shortfall is $180,000, and so we're looking at beginning, and we are, as I mentioned, actively approaching other funding sources
No questions for me. Thank you for your presentation, Maureen. I make a motion that we
Second,
approve.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 3 is approved.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The meeting for the Public Facilities Department before the Public Facilities Commission is hereby adjourned.